Hi everybody, it's Andrew Hutchings with you here again today. Once again, not a doctor. I figure I just say that before every video. But the topic of today is food that's gone bad. Now, most people, they think it's a black or white thing. The food's either good or it's bad. You eat the food, you don't get sick, it's good. You eat the food, you get sick, it's bad. Now, it's not quite that simple. Yes, if you want to measure it and like if you only care about if you're going to get sick or not, then it is that simple. But if you care about optimal health, it's more complicated because food doesn't just, it's not like it just goes good, 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 bad. It goes good, good, getting worse, 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 getting worse. And eventually it gets to the point where it's going to get so bad that it makes you sick. Now, how unhealthy is it to eat food when it's here instead of here before it gets to here? I don't know exactly, but the decomposition process, let's call it, of the food decomposing, slowly starting to rot. It is a process, and little microorganisms are starting to grow on it. Maybe they're not at high enough concentrations to get you sick, but doesn't mean they're not there. And a lot of things go on. So basically, all I'm saying is maybe you should reevaluate how you eat food and how you consider. And that makes my shoulder look tiny because I'm like pulling my arm over. Should make it look as good as possible in the video. And I think I'm actually looking a little bit like not perfect because I got this stupid HPV vaccine. It's made me feel lousy, and I remember the last time I got it, it like made me look. How should I put it? Like I went from looking pretty good and tight to being more like, kind of like I had cheated on a diet, but different, like kind of sickly looking. It's hard. I notice very minute changes. Most people don't notice, and I don't know the best words to describe them, but it made me look not quite optimal. But back to the food. So yes, if you want optimal health, it's always best to buy your food, eat your food. Buy your food, eat your food. Don't buy it and keep it in the fridge or on the counter or in the freezer for a long time. Even in the freezer, things are still slowly growing. It's still slowly decomposing. That's probably not decomposing too much, but it is slowly having microorganisms grow. But overall, the freezer is pretty safe. It's pretty good for quite a while. And the fridge, things do go bad in the fridge. It just takes longer than on the countertop if you live in a warm environment. But what I suggest is, like, say you go to work every day and your home's here. Stop along the grocery store pretty much every day. Just get what you need for a day. Because if you get what you need for more than a day, then maybe you get some new stuff the next day, and before you know it, you've got stuff that's sat somewhere for a week. But if you only get what you need for one day at a time, you'll probably eat it that day and it won't be left over. Because the problem is, like, and I think it's common, is like, say you buy a bunch of food and you have leftovers, but then the next day, this is what I just said, you buy more food and then you have leftovers, and then the next day you get more food and you have leftovers. Or, I mean, obviously most people aren't buying food every single day, but like, you cook food and you have leftovers, but then you cook new food, and these leftovers, they end up piling up. I mean, maybe you do eat the leftovers before you cook more food, that'd be good. But yeah, some people, the leftovers start piling up, and it's like, oh, well, this one's 4 days old, this one's 5 days old, this one's a week old, well, I guess I'll eat this one. It's best just to buy your food, cook your food, eat your food, repeat. Get it as fresh as possible. Get the least microorganisms, get the least decomposed, degraded food, the healthiest in your body. Because even though it's not going to make you sick, why put that extra little strain or that extra little junk, or however you want to, I mean, it's the strain on your body is from the junk. But yeah, you don't want to eat old food if you don't have to. I know some people have to, and it's not practical for everyone to go to the store every day. I think it pays off, but that's just me. I remember when I worked in, we called it catering, So we'd have our back area where we do all the dishes and we'd sort the boxes, and then we like put the foods on the cart and we deliver them and bring them back. And we'd deliver food at like, I mean, not on my same shift because I didn't work all day shifts, but like people would have delivered the food in the morning at 8 o'clock. Then we go pick it up at like 8 o'clock at night and it's been sitting out all day at room temperature. And it's like, sometimes it was even fish. And people would eat it up. It's like, and it's like they didn't get sick, but they didn't look the most healthy either. And I know that's maybe it's just because they're stressed out students who are also working a part-time job and they can't afford to get good food, so they had to eat it. But I mean, they were all overweight, so it's like, well, do you really need to eat all this junk, or are you just doing it because you're a person who likes to eat too much? Or I don't know, however you want to put it. But when you see your fat coworkers eating all this food that's sat out all day long and it's just like barely not making them sick, it's gotta have. But if that's their choice. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with them doing that. I'm just saying if you want to be as healthy as possible, eat as fresh as possible. Even if you buy it fresh in the grocery store, it's not fresh. It's already been there for a few days or whatever. It's had to come in the trucks or on the planes to get to the grocery store. So it's already old enough when it's just in the grocery store. So don't let it get more old in your fridge or on your countertop. Freezer's okay, but it's still not ideal. So I hope you like this. I hope you stay healthy and have a good day, and please like and subscribe.